Hello, everybody, and welcome to the False Prophets podcast. I'm Phil Risden.
I'm Manny Perez.
And just remember, we're here to make you laugh, and you may follow us, but we may not lead you anywhere good.
Dum, dum, dum.
Manny, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Chilling with my guy. About to talk some real shit. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling especially good too because a major case that everybody knows a little bit about.
Yes.
And nobody knows any of the facts.
That's right.
It's been going on for quite a while. It's been going on for a very
6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Goddamn.
6 fucking weeks, man.
And nobody died.
It's fucking wild.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild. So it's been going on for a while, and you guys may know that case. Johnny Depp, baby. He just won.
JD, what's good?
Killing it.
We was rooting for you all along, man.
Yeah, man. So shout out to Johnny Depp and everything, and his family and all that stuff.
Definitely.
Man. Because, everybody knows that really, it can really affect people.
It could.
All those accusations and things, and they go around, and that's not to say, we don't know the whole lowdown about their life. I'm not saying that he wasn't abusive or anything. The whole case was she was throwing around slander about him.
Yeah.
That affected his career. The court found that, and they made a verdict.
That's it. And your boy won, man. Now, Amber, you're free to shit on anybody's bed and not worry about it.
I know. Yeah, there you go. Now you can shit on anybody's bed you want. It's so life is good for you. Don't worry, you'll be fine.
Yeah, this lady's just just found it so fucking. She really thought she was gonna win this case.
Of course. Hot chicks can do anything. If we're being honest.
Yeah.
If we're being completely 100%, hot chicks can do whatever they want. Usually, listen. How many guys who live in Dubai, DM her and ask her to shit on their bed on purpose?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she probably thought she was just she didn't even think she was doing anything abusive. She thought it was a good business decision.
That's it.
It was an investment.
She's like,
listen, you don't like this shit in the bed right now, but I'm telling you, 10 years from now,
you're gonna love it.
You're gonna love it. It's like a Birkin bag. It appreciates with value.
Yeah, it does. Shit.
It's like, holy shit.
Man.
That is one thing. Johnny, listen, she was abusive, but she gave you a lot of gifts. And one of them came wrapped in a big, stinky brown turd. Okay? So
man. Yeah, man. Even though you lost your case, with the shitty... No, I'm saying her. She lost this case with the shittiest lawyers I've ever seen in my life. That everybody was making fun of them on YouTube. I'd purposely go on YouTube every night just to see what these motherfuckers said again. Yeah. You know what I mean? What did they do now? Shit. And then she really thought that she had this team. Oh man, Amber, you're so delusional. She's more delusional than fucking M&M's thinking that these freaks won't masturbate to the green M&M. Even though they redesigned her, they're still gonna jerk off. Yeah. So it doesn't matter, Amber, you're crazy.
Yeah, dude. Let's talk about the green M&M first.
Yeah,
they tried to make her less hot.
Yeah,
now they just made her nerdy, and she wears
the wedges,
shoes,
what the fuck,
shit like that. But I'm what you're not realizing is number one,
she's still naked.
She's still naked. That's a major part. She's still completely fucking naked.
Oh man.
Number two is anybody that's jerking off to a fucking M&M in a commercial clearly watches a lot of porn. Okay. Watches tons of porn, and I'm saying dressing her frumpy is not gonna end it. Everybody who watches a lot of porn knows the woman being frumpy is just the first part of the porn.
Yeah,
she gets hot. How many?
Oh man!
How many porns have we watched where a hot chick is dressed like a nerd?
Yeah,
like a nerd.
Oh man, I go for that.
Tits and some glasses.
Yeah,
but that's the Green M&M's version of that.
Man, I purposely when I watch porn, I look up Velma losing her glasses.
Have you noticed there's a new type of porn out now where it's just women getting stuck under things?
Yes.
Have you seen that?
Yes. It's always a dryer or the sink. I seen one. Oh my gosh. This bitch was looking in the sink and she had a wrench. She was I was trying to fix my not the sink, the stove. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck you doing in there? And it would have wrenched it inside of the stove, man.
Call an HVAC.
Oh,
what are you doing? Call
dude, I have to send you this.
But it's really crazy. I was watching one the other day.
Yeah.
And, there was a woman. She got caught under a bunk bed. But the thing was,
she couldn't slide out.
It was she couldn't slide out apparently.
Oh my god!
And then on top of that, it's she was clearly not stuck under the bunk bed.
Right.
So now she's just down with her ass up, going waiting for some nerd to like fucking. That's another thing.
And the guy's almost there like, ooh, like facing his neck. What should I do? There's a pussy in front of me. Might as well fuck it.
Every dude in a porno is basically like a Def Jam Comics version of a white guy.
Oh my god!
It's like a like, oh
my god! Is that a butthole?
You know, it's fucking weird. It's like it's getting to the point now where it's like if you watch a porno, you can like who's gonna be the guy fucking it.
Yeah,
always the nerdiest one.
Yeah.
It's never the good-looking guy. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's always like the nerdiest one, the one who's the most surprised about her tits. Yeah, you know. It's like, and
it's always like
fucking like cross-eyed.
It's always like a low-key job, like a delivery boy. You know, the repairman, the newspaper guy. Oh, I came to deliver your milk. I want another milk, Daddy. Like it's always like those low-key jobs.
They know their demographic.
Yeah, it's never like a fucking lieutenant general and shit like that. That's coming in like, well, actually. That would be a good porno.
But I just want to say this, shout out to the ladies, giving some virtual pussy to the guys who deserve it. Yeah. The essential workers.
Salud. Yes. The real essential workers. You made me go through 2020 and 2021. Perfect. Mm-hmm. I was
Shout out to Ollie.
Yeah. Back to Amber Heard. You see, we talked about her turd and buttholes.
Exactly.
In a line.
Turds, buttholes. It's a Venn diagram of things,
Damn, the last time I heard Venn diagram, I don't even remember the last time I fucking made one.
Was it freshman year at Boys and Girls High School?
I fucking knew you was going there.
You fucking imposter.
From Canada. You dick. I fucking knew you was going there, man.
If you guys don't know, Manny Perez, because of the great education in New York City, he went to a school called Boys and Girls High School, which I'm still pretty sure isn't
real. Doesn't exist.
I'm 90% sure is not real.
I'm gonna drive you over there, and you gotta buy me a beer.
No bullshit. Honestly, I think even if I truly think like even if we go there, I don't doubt you went to school. I just doubt it was an actual school. like I think I literally think that like the government, almost like how I don't know if you know like North Korea, right? Yeah. When they take tourists around, they have them like go to all these places so people think North Korea is nice.
Yeah, yeah.
All these like food markets and shit, right? But it actually turns out if you go there, there's like cardboard cutouts. The food is
the
fake.
Same guy standing like this.
Same guy in every fucking thing, and that's what Boys and Girls High School is. You went to school. They did have books, but there's like nothing written on the pages.
I knew it was real. It was a real school because they also gave us, when we graduated, they gave us a scholarship to Men's and Women's University. All right? It's real. It's fucking real.
Fucking Boys and Girls High School. It's all some clever government news.
It's some plug.
It's like like a fucking alien fucking crash landed there. They built it over, and you were the one who saw the alien die. They erased your memory, and now they've just been slowly brainwashed.
Like the roach from Men in Black 1. Hey, students. Nah, man. So funny shit.
But back to the
Amber Heard. Yeah, man.
Man. I'm just happy for Johnny, man. Yeah. I'm happy for him, and also just not even for him, but for so many other people that have been through this type of thing.
Definitely.
It's happened to a lot of different people for a really long time, and that's not to say that tons of fucked up things don't happen to women, because they do all the time. Yeah. It's not believed, but people have to realize that women are people. I know that goes without saying, but in some cases it does need to be said, because women are people, and people are flawed. Yeah. And flawed people lie. We're all flawed. I've told a million lies. Everybody has. Yeah. It just depends on what the stakes are in your life, or what your upbringing may be, that makes you think what's acceptable and what's not. And there are plenty of abusive women that do all sorts of fucked up things to men, and for a long time they haven't been believed. Yeah. And it's kind of interesting where it's like people talk about this stuff all the time, and I feel like the main narrative is that like if a woman, this is how men get raised, I think. It's like, if a woman hits you or anything, you kind of like...
hold their hands.
You hold their hands, or you even just kind of curl up and just let her hit you. Or
just walk away.
Just wait till she tires out, essentially. You know what I mean? And, which is understandable, but this is something that I think can create a bit of a dead end when it comes to like gender relations. Right. And the way that we deal with each other, where even that gets normalized. Like, it's actually like... this whole verdict right now, believe it or not, is actually feminist because it's actually holding women accountable and seeing them as an actual threat.
Right.
You know, it's women can abuse men too in the way that men can abuse women. That doesn't mean that men aren't stronger and can do a lot of fucking damage. And men aren't taught toxic masculinity from the moment that they're born. All those things are true.
Right.
But in addition to that, women can also grow up in households that are toxic and learn toxic
behavior
ways and toxic behavior and implement that in the people that they're around, you know. And there's plenty of women who are abused themselves. So for somebody to lie about those things, that's just a really awful thing to do, and it invalidates everybody else who's ever been through that. Yeah,
and it's crazy because like I can tell from what I've read and saw, like she was into this type of shit. Johnny Depp wasn't the only one. Other men came out and actually said that, like, yeah, like she dead ass like really behaved this way. Yeah. Like in such she got off on that. Yeah. You know that like there's certain like men and women that like that type of toxic behavior. Yes. And then they end off the night, like fucking having sex and shit like that, or just beating off. But it was like there's women and men that exist that actually, do this type of shit and they fucking love it. So, I'm really happy. I'm really happy that Johnny won, not just because like not just because like it was shown to us and all this evidence that came out about the type of shit that she's done to him, but it's just because it's like showing a bigger light, like you said, like, yo, men go through this shit also. So we have to like the penal system has to actually like do something better because it just can't be believe all women all the time. And again, because I know that people probably gonna take the shit that I say out of proportion. I'm not saying that like all women are liars. I'm just saying not all women are speaking the truth, so let's keep it a stack, let's keep it a stack because we go through shit also, dude. Short story, like my uncle got accused one time of rape and they deported him, and then it's just like he didn't even touch that woman. Yeah. And then like now, like he like the guy was over here, had a perfect fucking life and everything, working hard and shit like that, but just because this woman got mad because he came home one day and like like he was drunk because he was hanging out with the fellas and shit like that. She wanted attention. She came out of nowhere and caused a dispute, called the cops. Guess what happened? Wow. Uncle's out, man. But, like, again, like we need to like, hopefully like the penal system really like sees this and actually like fixes the fucking fucked up shit that they're doing. Because, they're wrong also. So,
well, I think, any sort of legal battle, no matter what it is or what the subject matter is, is difficult to do. And I think the judicial system is super fucked up in general. I think a lot of times they kind of gloss over things and they let like a lot of their own opinions from life kind of extend into the courtroom. Like it's the one thing where we were talking about this earlier, right? Where I truly think that if the case was way more low key, right, and it wasn't on live streams and it wasn't a big deal, it would have been different. Got found guilty.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it was just as like social media started to change, people were showing the inconsistencies in the courtroom over time. I think the judge actually probably saw that and started like noticing like on Twitter people bringing up things about her exes and all that stuff having the same reports. That's where you see. He probably made that thought of like, oh, okay, this is something that happens a lot. Like we were talking about the UK, like me and my friend too, we're talking about it like, oh, how can she win there and then lose here? Yeah. But it's like, but a defamation case is, if people don't know what defamation is, a defamation case is basically they're saying like,
something
this
false.
person said something about me and because that I lost money. That's the major thing. Because of that, I've lost money, or my life has been gravely changed because of this. And here's the thing about all that stuff. It can be fucked up what that person says. Right. But if it turns out to be true, it is not defamation. And then therefore you truly don't win. Yeah. And, with abuse stuff, no matter what it is between male or females or vice versa, whatever, it's always hearsay. Yeah. The only two people in the room are the two people that the thing happened with. Right. So
it's like who could argue the best to win this case?
Exactly.
That's it.
And the whole thing of like the UK thing, this is when a lot of people were at Amber Heard's corner. Yeah. When it was first coming out, she just dropped an op-ed. People are already talking about Johnny Depp just being like a general weird guy. Right. So that judge watches that, all this shit going down And he decided to side, not with Amber Heard, by the way, because I don't believe she sued the British publication that called him a wife beater.
Yeah.
He sued them. So she didn't win that case. The publication won that case.
Gotcha. Okay.
But like they won simply because the judge was like, yeah, he didn't say that in any specific words, but you can tell he saw how people were perceiving this guy. No one else is in the room. There's no real evidence.
Yeah.
And he decided, oh, okay, well, I guess this guy is abusive, and men often are abusive. So them calling you a wife beater isn't a fucking bullshit thing.
Right.
And if you weren't abusive, she wouldn't have written an op-ed about you.
Right.
So obviously there's some merit to this, and they're not wrong. So this isn't defamation. So that's how you can win with that. And then the way he won this time was with all that evidence.
Yeah, good thing he had all that evidence also, Oh, yeah. I think honestly, like
keep those receipts.
Hell yeah, that's what I was saying.
Keep those receipts.
He probably knew that like I'm gonna sue this chick. I just have to like act like everything is cool for like the next few months or the year or whatever, or maybe because like he's had enough. Yeah. He even said it himself. He's like, how the fuck, I can't like, and to basically like paraphrase it, he was saying like, yo, I can't go through this shit anymore. Like I lost money. Nobody wants to hire me.
Yeah, bro.
And then, when she saw those receipts and when, Camille Vasquez, shout out to Camille Vasquez. Cause that woman, god damn, she could argue.
Yeah.
She's an amazing lawyer. Fucking hot also. Yeah. But an amazing lawyer, man. Like shout outs to her and the other gentleman, I forgot his name, excuse me. But
and shout out to Johnny for
Johnny,
defensive.
Fuck it, that's it. You think he's getting that pussy? Everybody's saying that. Like it was funny. She was walking into the courtroom and they were like, "Hey, are you dating Johnny?" And she just puts her head down. I'm like, man, he's clapping them cheeks.
Clapping those cheeks.
Man, he's taking that. Yo, come on, man. He's clapping them cheeks, man. But like, yo, yeah.
Because I'll be real. Like, there's nothing like that can connect. I think like men and women more than like, being on the same side of a conflict.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And especially like if she can play the role of kind of his savior.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That'll connect the motherfucker.
Yeah, it would. And
it's like every bad nook and cranny about me and you still fuck with me.
Think about it like this. But what if it was like two male lawyers going against Amber Heard? They would be like, oh my gosh, these lawyers, man, they're just trying to like take her down, and all she had to do is just like cry every time she's up. They're abusing me, they're attacking me. But it's a female that fucking dogged you down. Bro. She dragged you down. I love it. Just the way that she spoke, the way that she argued, the way that she told Amber Heard basically to shut the fuck up because I'm about to speak some shit. And that's it. So yeah, again, man, like this was an amazing trial. An incredible trial. I don't even remember the last trial I've actually watched, on TV or on YouTube like that. But like, yeah, shouts out, man. I've
never watched the trial.
You never have?
YouTube. That's how I know this shit was good because it's like every motherfucker in the world watching this shit. It was like the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
motherfuckers are sitting around eating popcorn and chips and shit, like
some plantain chips,
some buffalo wings. And,
That's it.
What I mean? Chilling out for the game.
Man.
To watch them play. So this is very, very interesting, man. And I'm really it's crazy to actually see it happen because I wanted him to win. I thought he would win, but for him to actually win, and for us to be sitting here right now, is pretty surreal.
Bro. Yo, what's one thing that he said? Hashtag meant to. Oh, going into that, I just wanted to add one thing that Johnny said. He told her, he was like, "You will never see my eyes ever again." That's why he had his head down the whole entire time. Anytime she was like up to talk, he always had his head down. If she was facing this way, he'd look that way and stuff like that. But he told her, "You will never see my eyes again." What kind of shit is that? You'll tell a people that, I'll tell a girl like, "Man, you ain't getting $1 from me anymore." But he said, "You'll never see my eyes again." That's some fucking sexy shit right there, man. I ain't gonna lie.
That's the type of, that's something I would expect to hear from Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
The way this nigga wears like 8 rings and that's some shit. A nigga who wears like 9
probably has like a dick ring too,
dresses like
with a bell.
Yeah. He dresses like Chris Angel.
Oh my god, whatever happened to that motherfucker, man?
And like would say some shit like that.
Oh man, they found out you couldn't walk on water, and that's it.
You'll never gaze upon me.
That's it.
You know what I mean? That's some shit that nigga would say.
You never gaze onto my
Fucking
optic
Edward
nerves.
Scissorhands.
Edward.
You know this nigga, man. Like, yeah. So
Man.
it's smooth, Johnny. It's smooth.
Yeah,
but.
man. But shouts out to Johnny and again, shouts out to the Men Too movement that's out right now.
Yeah. Hashtag Men Too,
Men
apparently. Which is like a lot of people on Twitter right now are posting about that, posting about their own like false accusations that have happened and how they proved it, as well as some women too talking about that and how it, there's a lot of men who are like wrongly accused. There was actually 4 dudes who finally got exonerated after 70 years. Oof. Which is
collectively 70 years.
No, I believe it might have been collectively. I'm not actually sure. I just saw the headline, but even before then,
70 years, man. You probably got accused when you were like 2 years old or some shit.
It's young as fuck. There's a bunch of old black dudes.
Damn.
It's a bunch of old black dudes. Yeah. So it might have actually been like,
God damn.
Because here's the thing: exonerated just means the crime is taken off your record.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that they served 70 years and now they're out. Exonerated means it's legally taken off your record or whatever the fuck. So they could have got out 10 years later after the trial and everything. You know what I mean? But it's been following them around their whole entire lives.
That's crazy.
Like, for instance, there's a black dude also too who recently got exonerated, and apparently there's an author. She wrote this book called The Lovely Bones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, some people may have heard about that. That came out like around Thanksgiving. There was a big article about, not even a big article, actually a relatively small article, because it wasn't on New York Times or the Washington Post or nothing of that. But basically, this guy, he, was just wrong place at wrong time. Unfortunately, the artist of The Lovely Bones, I can't remember her name. She ended up getting like sexually assaulted, raped, and stuff. Oof. And and it was dark. Like, she didn't really see who it was. And then basically, like, she filed charges, all that shit, went into a lineup or something like that. And I think before the guy went into the lineup, he actually like bumped into her somehow. And he was just like, "Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?"
Oh,
like, he didn't realize like, oh, this is the person accusing of whatever. But he did bump into her. It's in the article. And he said, like, "You look familiar." He said something of that vein. And she saw him in the lineup and was like, that's him or whatever. And then this guy went to prison for like 10, 15 years. And then got out of prison and followed him for like, I think like a good like 20, 30 years. And he recently got exonerated. It brought him to fucking tears. And in fact, like, his wife was saying how amazing this was because, like, he purposely didn't have children because he didn't want to bring them into a world
that's fucked up, basically.
That, like, not that's fucked up, where they thought their father was a rapist.
Fuck, man.
You know what I mean? All that sort of shit.
Oof.
And that's this dude talking probably like 10, 20 years ago, when all that shit was honestly getting pretty covered up. So, but he's actually thinking kind of correctly what society is now.
Right.
Where it's like, fuck, like, that guy's like 60, almost 70 now. But it's like, yo, like, if he was to have a kid like, 15 years ago or some shit like that, that would be a massive fun.
Yeah, and the kid, then just think about the shit that the kid would have been going through when, he or she goes to school and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's messed up. I didn't even know
couldn't get a real job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit is wild, man. Shit is wild. So,
man, but shouts out to that gentleman and all the other gentlemen that actually were exonerated recently with everything that's going on.
Yeah, but to all the ladies too who actually have been assaulted.
Yeah.
We do hope you find justice and stuff, and
definitely
want to tell people to, maybe not believe all women, but instead of hashtag believe all women, how about hashtag hear them the fuck out?
Hear them the fuck out.
Like, if you hear some shit, listen to it, put it together.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Give it the time of day. Don't just dismiss because the Johnny Depp thing happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't just simply do that, because a lot of real shit actually goes down. And if we don't sit around and like actually listen to each other, then we're going to miss a lot of things between the both of us. We're never really going to learn.
It seemed like this went like happy and now just got really dark.
I know. We were trying to like, we were like, oh, this is going to be fucking fun as hell. You got to make this shit fun.
I'm fucking sad. I feel like taking a trip to DR and hugging my uncle.
No, this shit is deep. This shit is deep.
Oh, shit.
But this shit is real. This shit is real. But to lighten up the mood, let's talk a little bit about Sweden Gate.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if you guys have any idea about this right now. If you guys are on Twitter, which is basically just a sadness machine, Swedengate is basically on Reddit the other day. Some guy, I guess, asked a question like, "Hey guys, what's the weirdest thing that you've ever encountered when you had a friend over or when you've gone over to a friend's house?" And some guy was like, "Hey, I hung out with a kid when I was a kid who was like Swedish."
I hope he was a kid.
Yeah, right. Not a grown adult man. I am 40, and I was hanging out with this weird Swedish kid.
He was like 10.
Yeah. He loves Legos.
He loves Legos.
Legos are from Sweden. He loves Legos.
Oh man!
But basically, he's just like, I was hanging out with this like Swedish kid my age. I was hanging out with this kid, and his mom calls for dinner, and the kid told me to stay up in his room and wait while they ate dinner.
Fuck.
And then the whole internet fucking exploded. What do you think about this?
Dude, what the fuck? Like, you're starving a poor child upstairs. Probably fucking went to PE, sweated with, I don't know, give me a Swedish name. I don't even know, half the names, but like, fucking went to school with Mjolnir, went with Mjolnir and fucking probably played Hooten basketball, like whatever, however you fucking call it. And then this motherfucker's starving, and then you have him like picking shit up from your floor just so you can eat. Oh shit, an M&M. That's good. Like, whatever they speak. But like, nah, that's fucked up, man. Like, just the fact that like, I heard about that also, and it's crazy. Like, people are really canceling Sweden. Because Sweden, there's a lot of fucked up shit that's going on over there.
There is, but I think though I think this is kind of perfect because now we know where the selfishness of white people stems from.
From Sweden.
You know what I mean? From Sweden.
Yeah, I have a little bit of Swedish in
Let's be real. Like Western Europe is white, but Scandinavia is white Africa. It's like that's where you guys like sprouted out of the fucking ground.
Oh my god!
Started eating mayonnaise with your bare hands. You probably slurped on it like breast milk when you were children. You know what I mean? That's where that shit comes from.
That's where you learn not to wash your legs. You just let the soap. It's from Sweden. Sweden taught you that.
That's
fucking
your mother.
White people, please wash your legs, man. Clean your legs with soap. Just bend down. What the fuck? I heard fucking mad people talking about, I just wash my scalp and let the fucking soap just run down my body. And it was like, yo, what about the ass crack? It's the suds. I'm like, God damn, like you a nasty motherfucker. But that shit stems from Sweden. That's funny.
That's exactly what it does. It fucking stems from Sweden, dog. I'm telling you. So now we're learning where all this shit is coming from.
That's it.
It's fucking good. So you're right. It did spark a whole thing where we learned about a lot of other things that came from Sweden. Maybe not came from them, but something that Sweden definitely supported, which was racism. Okay.
Bum, bum.
Yeah, I love, but I was bringing this up before the podcast, because if you guys don't know, Sweden, they have this Christmas tradition. I believe even some other holidays they dress in blackface for whatever reason as like different mythical characters and shit like that. Like there's supposed to be some like mythical character during Christmas that's Santa's helper.
What's his name?
I have no idea.
Deshaun?
It's probably Tyrone.
Tyrone.
Tyrone. Yeah, it's always Tyrone. His name is George Washington Carver. They got a smart Negro to be Santa's little helper.
What the hell,
But that's the truth. The whole tradition is if you're good, Santa gives you gifts, and if you're bad, his fucking slave fucking beats you.
God.
And like plays pranks on you and shit. He's basically like Krampus. Which is like, if you know Krampus, that's like a German fairy tale too, where it's like, you're good, fucking Santa. If you're bad, fucking Krampus could either give you coal or like put you in a sack and murder you.
What? I think I got fucked up by Krampus my whole life.
Better. That's I get it. If you want to if you're like, I can see somebody
right
in like the 1700s, like when slavery is going down.
Yeah.
Like, cause here's the thing, right? So we think because of our lives that like the slave thing is bad.
Right.
But in the 1700s, because of their lives, they probably thought the Krampus thing was bad. So it's like, that was their version of social media. They had their little uprising of like, we got to stop showing these kids Krampus. And they're like, well, what else are we going to replace it with? Well, I mean, there are these like indentured kind of, they're immigrants, but they're like not. They're like, what do you mean? And they're like, well, they're like people, and they're like, oh, so these people came on a cruise? No, not really a cruise. But
Cruise.
they kind of came here to work and
What the fuck?
you know, and what do you mean?
Damn.
Oh, well, we like, you know, we kind of like just you know, we put some fucking like, you know, some food out, and then we got a fan, and it blew the fumes out, and people smelled it, and they kind of caught the air like one of those old Looney Tunes cartoons, and they floated into the ship, and we kidnapped them and brought them here. And they're like, that's awful. And they're like, yeah, that is, but how about we make that the symbol of Christmas?
Wile E. Coyote is probably like their mascot.
Yeah, I believe so.
His cells kept blowing up.
I believe that.
Man,
So
that is
it's-
fucked up. I'm pretty sure every child in Sweden like fucking hates when Christmas is arriving, just because of the fact that Krampus might be on the loose and shit. And just imagine just being black and you arrive there on like fucking July 4th. They just start running away from you, man. Like, god damn, bro. Like, Sweden, you're fucked up.
I like to think that like each era of their like black helper is like a different influential black person from that time. You know what I mean?
God, I know where you're going.
So it's like, in the 90s, like they're like afraid because if they're not good, like Tupac will get them. You know what I mean? And he's a ghost. There's so much to unpack.
I'm pretty sure they have like a bunch of pictures of Don Lemon over there right now. He's black and gay. Be afraid.
Oh, he'll come for you.
He's
He's
coming
coming for you.
Oh man.
So, yeah, so they're going through a lot of weird shit, Sweden, right now. I'm happy they're being called out for the racism. I'm happy they're being called out for all their shit. Because I'll be honest, man, you know, America's a shithole, but I'm so sick and tired of like the world kind of constantly propping up Europe, and particularly like Scandinavia, like super white Europe, as far as like being this poster child for like what's right in the world, and this is how you do everything. And I've said this a million times, you know, in front of people,
Right.
And, you know, white people. So you would think that they would actually kind of understand and acknowledge some of the racism that the world is. But I always tell people, I'm like, you're not getting it. It's like, you say like education and all this is better than in Sweden, or, you know, social relations are better, and this is, there's not all this chaos. And it's like, yeah, because Sweden's only white people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do you realize that? Like, Norway is only fucking white people. You know, once they get Mexicans and things are still going well, give me a call. All right? Give me a fucking call. All right, this country.
Oh, shit.
We don't like America's a shithole, and you know it stemmed from slavery, and we do a lot of piece of shit things. Or I won't even say we, because truthfully, there's a different America for me and you.
Yeah, there is
for the rest of the world that comes here, and even for white immigrants that come here.
Right,
there's a completely different America. But I will say that it's still not given enough credit for how many different types of people are here. Like, it's harder here specifically because there's so many different types of people. And it's so big.
Yeah.
So you're not even just
so
going.
Diverse.
Yeah. So you're
diverse.
not even just going by race. You're just going by like general like territory, culture, and shit. Like
it's like
the South and the Midwest and the West Coast and the Northeast and so much shit.
That's why people from like those countries, from European countries, they're always surprised. They're like, oh shit, this is happening in America? Why? I'm pretty sure that the only thing that they see from America over there is like reruns of Sex in the City. Yeah. And they believe like the whole world is like that.
It's like, bro, you're this, like, the reason your whole place is so perfect is because it's the size of fucking Pennsylvania. Okay? All right? We have a country the size of fucking Europe.
Yep.
Just hop off our dick for a sec, and we're still protecting your asses from every fucking weird threat that comes along. Oh, you know what I mean? So how about you fucking back off and take off the blackface?
Yeah, man. I remember seeing that episode on Atlanta, man, and I was, shout outs to freaking Donald Glover, man. You just know how to bring facts in throughout this, that's happening throughout this whole entire world, but just keep it funny at the same time, man, because it's actually true. Again, like, I've driven passengers and shit like that, and they were always like surprised that, like, oh shit, why is this going on, why is that going on, because they don't really see, like, they don't get the news over there, the real news, you know, that we're that we're getting here, obviously.
But it's also too, I think it's even more though that, you know, because I've met with so many Europeans, you know, particularly white Europeans, but just a lot of Europeans, and had talks about them about race, and they swear that there's no racism in Europe. And I've always took that as like, yeah, you're just oblivious to the racism that is there.
Right.
It's not as blatant as it is here.
Look at London.
Yeah.
You know, and then they always try to blame it on, oh, it's just those refugees. Like, oh man, I had this one guy say that shit. Like there's people who are in poverty. I get it. You know, they commit certain acts, like, you know, they want to like rob and steal and stuff like that. And it's fucked up. But like, don't blame it on a certain group of people.
Yeah.
Like, you have to understand that, like, you know, the majority from over there, which I'm assuming would be, you know, white and stuff like that. Like, they don't see that. Like, they always try to like point fingers at somebody else. It's like that picture of Spider-Man, you know, like, you know, like they're trying to blame it on somebody else, but they're always blaming it on the people of color. And again, I met a guy that said that shit. He was like, oh, London will be good, but it's just all those refugees over there just like cause so much harm. They're the reason for all this fucked up shit. And I'm just like smiling and shit. I'm looking at this motherfucker like, is you stupid?
Yeah.
Imagine he wasn't even white. He was Indian.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh, so you're from London? He's like, no.
He's trying to sell out, dog.
I'm like, God, no, but he wasn't even from London.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing about it.
That's why he's trying to sell out even more. He has an Indian accent.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to be seen. You know, and it's like, you know, that like, it's like fuck the police, NWA. Black police showing out for the white cop.
Yep.
You're trying to be like, oh no, it's all them.
That's true.
It's all them. It's all them. It's not me.
Oh my God, it's like that episode of that TV show. Oh my God. What? The dude with the hot dog that you said he like crashed.
Yeah. It's like I think you should leave. Yeah.
Oh man.
Where he crashes through the storefront window, driving a hot dog shaped car, gets out in a hot dog costume, and just goes, "Who did this? This is crazy.
Oh man,
this is crazy."
It's just like fucking Biden right now.
Yeah, that's white America. That's white American white assimilating.
That's
America.
it, man. That's it.
Which I think needs a topic that needs to be brought up more too.
Definitely,
white assimilating people need to. I think there needs to be more people calling that out.
Yeah,
in the sense of, I think there's a lot of people who call things that, like, you know, growing up, like it used to be like, oh, you like you dress white or you talk white or whatever.
Right.
But they would never like look at a person's actions.
Right.
It was always just like, oh, you like this song? Well, oh, you're white. Meanwhile, there's some like, you know, bro, I know hood niggas who are way more Republican than I will ever be, and don't think that certain black people should even have rights and shit like that. It's because they fall into and they believe all the bullshit.
Yeah.
And they think that if you think that way, then you'll have everything that they have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think more of that needs to come on. Shame on the Indian nigga who tried to fucking stunt.
Try to convert me into his fucking ideology.
Yeah.
Like, niggas, you stupid?
He's probably looking at you like, oh, this nigga's a cab driver. Ugh. Meanwhile,
he's probably Mexican.
He's like, yeah. He just stopped being a cab driver.
Like, oh my God.
Like just enrolled at the Fry. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, I didn't used to be a cab driver. I was a transportation specialist. You know what I mean? That's how these niggas always go, bro.
Oh shit! Oh man, but yeah, shame on you, Sweden. Shame on you. Phil, you heard about this?
So what, nigger balls? You were bringing up nigger balls, right?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Adding to that.
Yeah. I was thinking he likes to segue, and you know, we're so close that we can finish each other's sentences.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming the end of that sentence was nigger balls.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
Basically, people from Sweden, like, again.
Yes.
Like they're trying to basically
two time killing me softly, dog.
They're kind of mad because people are upset that they're trying to basically keep the name of this delicacy, this pastry that they have that's called nigger balls, which is like, was it like a cake or something? But it's like dark, and they call it nigger balls.
It looks like chocolate donut munchkins.
Munchkins, yeah.
So they have the ones that are like plain, the chocolate donut munchkins ones that are plain. Those are called young nigger balls. And then they have the ones with coconut shavings on those, and those are called old nigger balls. And believe it or not, society is very angry.
It was the coconut.
They're very angry, and the reason they got called out was because of the coconut.
Like, why are you upset?
Respecting the coconut community. And so people decided that it should be canceled.
Man.
As everything black, it's not the racism, it's the other small little things that they didn't recognize that means everybody should go fuck themselves. So
man, if you had a pastry and you can like call it anything, what would you call it? If it was, just think about it. Think about a fucked up delicacy. Like no, just think about a delicacy and think about a fucked up name that you know.
If I had a pastry and I could name it anything, I would call it Nigger Balls Part 2 Electric Boogaloo.
What the fuck?
And then people are like, yo, what the fuck? That's crazy. It's like, not only am I offended, but he also made like a fucking, electric. Fucking, what is that movie?
I'd be the guy there like, yo, this is fucked up.
Yeah, right. That shit fire.
Nice balls, but that shit is fucked up. Is that coconut?
Yeah.
I love coconut.
Nigger Balls is fire.
Oh man. Again, shame on you, Sweden.
What would you?
Oh man, I'm not good with these things. Fuck.
You don't want to ask the question.
I would,
put shit on me like, hey, mister.
The thing is,
make the funny.
Nah, it's just you're so good with this, man. Like you think of shit like off the top. That's why I'm just like I'm ready to laugh. I like to prepare myself. This man's a genius. I swear to God, he thinks about shit like off the top.
Stop sucking my nigger balls. Jesus.
See what I mean? Oh, man. I'm gonna stop holding this black mic.
Get on with the bit.
Oh man,
this isn't gonna be allowed to be on YouTube.
I hope so.
We're gonna put this up and it's gonna immediately.
If we get flagged, you already know why. Oh man.
Take this immediately down. And in minute 35, you said, "Stop sucking my nigger balls." What is that, Your Honor? That was out of context.
Oh man. Well, on to other news. Talking about genitalia.
And shout out to Sweden for that bit.
Yeah.
We wouldn't, you guys are racist, you guys are a piece of shit, but we wouldn't have that bit without you. So hashtag long live nigger balls.
Hashtag don't cancel Sweden just yet.
Yeah.
Just yet.
What's the next
dude? So in Japan, basically they're like the abortion pill isn't going to be given to a person without the other person, without the partner's consent. Like, and that's a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah.
To me. Because it's a good thing, obviously, because if I actually want to have a child, maybe I should talk about this. Like it's always good to sit down and converse.
But you don't think women should be in control of their bodies?
No. Oh, fuck. All right. I'm where's the next ditch? No. Hear me out.
He's swaying.
No. But the thing is, it's just obviously women should be, in control of their own bodies and stuff like that.
Unless a man is more, entitled to be in control of that. And thus, he's
oh man. No,
better got it. No,
you see, if you don't see me in the next episode, I probably got jumped by a bunch of women.
No, go on, finish your statement.
But it's it's always good to sit down and talk to your partner about having a child. Obviously, women are in control of their own bodies and everything, which is
unless Manny has something to say about
it. You take this because obviously you have a lot to say. No. But it's good also, because no woman would want to bring something to this earth if they really don't want to, but I think the conversation always has to happen first, if that makes any sense. And I'm not talking about just somebody got raped or stuff like that, that's a whole different story, but I'm talking about me and my girlfriend. We sit down, and then she finds out she's pregnant and then she wants to get an abortion and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, wait, hold on. If I could financially support you and the baby, then, let's give this a try, but I understand, pregnancy is it could be tough on women, so that's the other part why I say that I agree. What do you think about that?
No, I fully agree with you. It's a weird fucking subject. You know what I mean? Because it's just it is one of those shits where it's just it's. I guess they're trying to make it for the scenario that you just gave,
right?
Boyfriend and girlfriend, or wife and husband. But then there are the scenarios where there is no male person, involved, and it's so what does that happen? That's what I want to know. I want to know what the real rules of the thing are.
Yeah.
If a woman actually is assaulted and then gets pregnant, right? If there's no male on the birth certificate, does she still have to get male consent somewhere? Or does she have to track that man down? What is the deal? Is it, or you know, does she get to make that decision herself?
Right.
You know, can she just be an independent woman, or does she have to go on a rapist fucking scavenger hunt?
Yeah.
And be like fucking, you know, like goddamn Sherlock Holmes.
Like Scooby Doo.
Yeah. You know,
I would have gotten away with it.
Oh God.
Nah, man. Yeah.
So that's what I wonder in that sense. But no, that is a true thing. I mean, I don't know. I feel like we're in trying times, but at the same time, it is kind of like beautiful that we're all starting to get to this kind of tipping point where we have to speak to each other about these issues.
Definitely.
And have these understandings. Right now, we're going under growing pains. Things are hard. Things are tough. There's a lot of conversations that people don't want to have, but we have to have. And we're having those conversations right here, right now.
Right.
And it's fucking awful. It's weird and it's gross and it's shitty and people get canceled over it.
Oh, definitely.
This, that, and third. You know, especially Manny because his views on that subject. You know, but there's a lot.
Hence why we're called the false prophets.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's in the name.
That's what they.
God dang! Come on,
that's
people.
That's why we made this shit.
What's good?
That's why we made this shit. But no. So I think it's kind of an interesting thing to kind of talk about and kind of see what's happening. And I understand them wanting to like protest, but yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, yeah. Do you think like what do you think? Do you think men should have more say in like a baby?
No and yes. No.
So
Actually,
weird.
no. They shouldn't. But what I'm leaning more towards is just conversing, like having the conversation. At the end of the day, it is the woman's choice.
Yeah.
But at least hear me out. You know, hear me out. Again, if I'm financially stable, I could support you, your mama, the kid, or whatever the case may be, then I would love to have a child. You know, there's partners out there who like don't have children at all, and I'm pretty sure whether it's the woman or the man, they're like, damn, I wish I would have had a baby, but they're only going off of their belief or what they want to do with their body or with their lives. Like you have to actually, if you're gonna live life with this person, just think, hear them out, because it's like you have people. Perfect example is just like, I know somebody that she was just like, I'm not having a kid, I don't want a baby at all. Like, and then I saw the gentleman that she was with, the guy was just like, man, like I would want at least one. Yeah. But then after that, like the only thing she came out with, she was like, hey, adoption is a choice. So it's tough because obviously it is the woman who actually decides at the end. But hear me out. Just hear the men out. If they're able to like actually take care of this baby, financially support them, and I mean go for it, But again, I don't know. It's a tough subject. It's a tough subject because it's kind of like it almost makes it seem like you're forcing somebody. Oh, you got to do this because I want to do it. Like it's, and you don't want to forcefully ask somebody to do something. It's a biological thing.
So different.
Yeah.
It's like any other thing. You don't need anybody's 2 cents about when it comes to your body. But no, I mean that is one thing that it's like, it's really tough because it also is like, yes, it is your body, right? But we did make this thing in your body. Yeah. That's the simple fact. Like if you didn't have my cum, we wouldn't have this baby. It's
a two-way street.
It is a two-way street. I mean, I know they act like, oh, men are, it's just some like thing, whatever. Like they have no involvement. It's like, no, we have an incredibly significant involvement. If you didn't have us, you would not have a child. Period. Yeah. So I mean, there is something to that, but it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I mean, that being said, I don't know. I don't really necessarily think this is that big of a deal in Japan because nobody gets pussy out there. I don't know if you know that. No, for real. They have like a very, very low birth rate. Yes. And that actually might be why they need like paternal like consent. Simply because like it's causing the end of their population. Like there's less and less people actually having kids there. But isn't it also less people having sex? Period.
Isn't it also like for every one woman there's like 20 men or something like that? Like the women population over there is really low. From what I think that's Japan, if I'm not mistaken.
I haven't heard that. I've just heard that there's a large population of men who just don't even have sex.
That's crazy.
For real. Like, yeah,
so they just
known as like, I read in an article, it's known as vegetarians. Pussy vegetarians.
I thought they were vegan. No.
Yeah, no animal products.
So basically they just jerk off to the green M&M every night.
Yeah, pretty much. Japan, they've always been ahead of the curve when it comes to like, nasty shit.
Oh my gosh, hentai?
So yeah, so there's
Fucking
just a bunch
shit.
of dudes who just like are like, and Japan had this like weird kind of reputation for like, like doing like weird porn and all that type of shit.
Right.
So I think there was like a counterculture from like the 60s and 70s and 80s that they were talking about in the article. And for that, like a lot of people like rebelled. Like I think it led a lot of people, maybe they had bad parents because of all that stuff. And it made them rebel as far as like being adventurous in that way. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's still people who want to date and fuck out there. Yeah. But it's not the same. Like, it's just not. Like, if you go out to Japan, supposedly, as a dude from a different country, it doesn't even have to be like a non-Asian country. Like, you can be from China to Japan, and you'll just get laid like crazy.
That's fucking nuts.
Because it's just like, we fucking, there's not enough dudes that just want to, like, fuck, or that are willing to just go on Tinder all the time.
Yeah, that's why you got a bunch of interracial relationships.
Yeah, exactly. So that shit happens.
You're making a bunch of, you got a black man and a Japanese woman, you make a Hawaiian baby.
There you go. Man. It gets a little crazy.
Dude, funny, crazy thing, man.
Yeah.
You heard about that lady that she was pregnant and then she became pregnant again and had twins?
Wait, what?
So she was pregnant already.
Okay.
She fucked again.
Okay.
And then she basically became pregnant again.
Okay.
So
like
now,
like,
it's
like a Russian doll situation.
I never
did her baby have a baby?
You
know what I mean? Like
I don't even know. Like I thought, once you're pregnant, that's it. That's it. Like one stop shop. Like yo.
They're like push. She's like, the baby's out. They're like, bitch, we're not talking to you. It's the other baby. Push it out.
Oh man. Yeah, dude. I mean, I read about that, man. That shit was fucking nuts. Like, again, I didn't even think that was able to happen.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about it is, I heard, one baby is white and the other one is black. So I'm pretty sure it's the 33-year-old truck driver that we spoke about in the last episode. And this is why we need abortion pills.
Yeah.
I'm fucked up. I'm playing.
No, but that's one thing that's like crazy, where it's like you got Japan fucking lobbying for all these abortion pills, and then you have a guy who's getting his pregnant wife pregnant again over here in America, because we built different.
That's right.
We built different.
I just imagine the dude just walking like this, coming home, just
he
kicks
was mad
the door.
as fuck, but also proud as fuck.
Girl, I want to fuck. I want another one, but I'm already pregnant. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
fucking just goes for it.
He felt like that.
Yo, I wonder, like, so I guess one child like must be younger than the other. Like, obviously.
I mean, technically, they said they were like twins, right?
Yeah, twins.
Yeah. So
shit. Imagine one was like,
crazy.
Like 3 months younger than the other. That'll be nuts. That'll be fucking nuts.
I guess so. I don't fucking know. That's wild. Listen, if anybody, if there are any ladies watching this podcast and you've liked it and you want to have babies on babies on babies with me, we can do that. You know what I mean? That's what I want. That'll be the new rap accolade. Like, it used to be racks on racks on racks.
babies on babies on babies.
Dog. Babies on babies on babies. I got my pregnant bitch pregnant again. Well, she already pregnant.
Oh man,
that's how you do it, dog.
Yeah, dude.
So like, shout out to the dude with 33 kids. He got, I don't even think he's involved in that pregnancy. I think they just heard about the story and got pregnant. Like,
if he could do it,
if he can do it, anybody can.
That's it.
Yeah, man.
It's possible.
But guys, this has been an interesting ride. This has been so fun. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been a great show. This is coming out on Thursday. Remember, we have new episodes every Monday and Thursday.
Yes.
So make sure to stay tuned. We got it on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Yes.
So don't forget to check us on that. Make sure to check us on TikTok for False Prophets Pod. That's ours. And also Instagram, False Prophets Pod. You can also follow me on Instagram at Phil Risdon. Risdon is spelled Rizdon.
Yes, and you can follow me on Instagram, Manny Perez BK. Manny MANNY Perez PEREZ BK. And yeah, let's keep chatting. Before we go, anything that you're doing this week?
Yeah, I have my typical show. It's every Sunday. I have a show at Solas called No Homework Comedy. It's a comedy show, great stuff. It's free of charge. So if anybody is in the New York area or in the East Village at least, please stop by. That is at Solas NYC. Every Sunday at 8 p.m. So come the fuck through.
Let's go, people.
Yeah.
Support the movement, support the pod, like and subscribe, people. Spread the news. And once again, we're the
the False Prophets podcast. This guy, you got to forgive him. He went to Boys and Girls High School.
I knew he was going there. The False Prophets podcast, people.
Yeah.
Let's go. Peace.
Out.